Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to channel Skol Nation Vikings Daily, your go-to source for all things Minnesota Vikings. Today, we've got some intriguing news that's sure to get the Skol Nation buzzing. It involves our stellar defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, and rumors about a potential big-name replacement if he departs, none other than former Jets head coach Robert Saleh. But first, let's contextualize the situation. Let's start with the bombshell that dropped this Tuesday, October 8th. The New York Jets made the surprising decision to dismiss their head coach Robert Saleh after a third consecutive loss. This move has sent shockwaves through the NFL, especially considering Saleh had been at the helm for 4 seasons, and the Jets are currently sitting in second place in the AFC East with a 2-3 record. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with our Vikings? Well, stick with me, because this is where things get interesting. Robert Saleh's journey in the NFL is quite remarkable. He joined the Jets in 2021 after a successful stint as the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49, where he led the team's defense all the way to Super Bowl live. His defensive prowess was undeniable, and the Jets were hoping he'd bring that magic to New York. During his tenure with the Jets, Saleh's impact on their defense was nothing short of astounding. This season, the Jets boast a top 5 defense in the NFL, allowing just 136 yards per game. That's the kind of defensive performance that makes offensive coordinators lose sleep. However, Saleh's time with the Jets wasn't without its challenges. In his first year, he backed the decision to draft quarterback Zach Wilson. Unfortunately, this choice has been heavily scrutinized as Wilson struggled to find his rhythm on the field. It's a reminder of how one decision can impact a coach's tenure. Despite these struggles, Saleh's dismissal came as a surprise to many. The Jets' defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich, will step in as interim head coach. But the question on everyone's mind is, what's next for Robert Saleh? This is where our Minnesota Vikings come into the picture. Our own defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, has been doing an exceptional job. Our defense is leading the league in interceptions and pressures, and we're sitting pretty at 5 games and 5 victories. Flores' success hasn't gone unnoticed, and there's growing speculation that he might be in line for a head coaching position next season. If Flores does move on to a head coaching role, the Vikings will need a new defensive coordinator. And who better to step into that role than Robert Saleh? His track record speaks for itself. He transformed the Jets' defense into a top 5 unit, much like he did with the San Francisco 49. Imagine what he could do with our talented defensive roster. Of course, this is all speculation at this point. Flores is still our coordinator, and he's doing a phenomenal job. But in the NFL, it's always good to be prepared for any scenario. The possibility of Saleh joining our coaching staff is certainly an exciting prospect for Vikings fans to consider. Remember, whether it's Flores, potentially Saleh, or someone else leading our defense, one thing's for sure. The future is bright for the Minnesota Vikings. We're on a 5-game winning streak, playing some of the best football we've seen in years, and our defense is striking fear into the hearts of offenses across the league. Now, I want to hear from you, Vikings Nation. What are your thoughts on Robert Saleh? Do you think he'd be a good fit for our team if Flores moves on? And what do you think about the Jets' decision to let him go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, Skol Vikings.